Saturday night's main event, What If? I'm Will, that's Brandon. We are the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling podcast. As always, let's cheers, talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, the what ifs are probably my favorite part. I mean, I differ back and forth between the predictions and the what ifs. If you haven't checked out the predictions video, that one's up. Let us know what you guys think. The what if is more of, I don't know.
Fantasy booking.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
We like to run with ideas. Like, what if this happened?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's more intricate than just who wins, who loses. It's like, well, how? What's the story going to look like? That type of stuff. But
what if Godzilla attacks Saturday Night Main Event, you know?
Oh, it's in New York.
You know,
it's the wrong side of the world.
It's the first thing that popped in my head, okay?
That'd be dope, though. Anyway, World Heavyweight Championship match is looking cooler now. We got 3 people involved. When it was Gunther versus Finn, seemed pretty obvious what the outcome was going to be, in our opinion. We thought, well, Gunther going to run away with that one. But now it's got Damian Priest involved. And we know that ever since, what was it? Was it SummerSlam? SummerSlam is when Dom turned on Rhea with Liv, and Finn turned on Damian, and so it was the Terror Twins versus the Judgment Day and all that hoopla. Since then, though, Finn Balor's kind of stepped up as the non-official leader of the group. You know, when you listen to Finn, good things happen, whatever he says.
It depends who you ask, right?
Yeah, depends on who you ask. And but since that, over the last month or so, he's kind of been a dick to Mr. Dom. He really has been. He said that Gunther gave him a match even though he didn't deserve it. And that's his boy. It's supposed to be his boy. But Dom he gonna show up in this match, ladies and gentlemen. He gonna be there some way, somehow. It's what Judgment Day does. So what if Dom does get involved in this World Heavyweight title match? Does he screw Finn over? Does he accidentally screw Finn? Does it on purpose? Does he help Gunther beat Damian and Finn Balor to prove a point? What is this man going to do?
Yeah, I think Dom just comes out and he probably 619s everybody and frog splashes all of them and stacks them and pins them and unofficially wins.
Steals Tiffany's Money in the Bank beforehand.
Exactly.
He has Liv smack Tiffany, steal the Money in the Bank, goes out there, frog splashes everybody, cashes in the Money in the Bank, Dom walks away champion. Yeah. All right, into the video.
Sign me up. Realistically, I think he comes out to try to help Finn. I think he's going to try to attack Damian or Gunther, either one, maybe both. As you said, Judgment Day is going to make an appearance. Triple threat, no DQ, anything goes. So there's going to be some shenanigans that happen. I think he's going to try to help Finn out. He ends up maybe costing Finn the match some way, somehow. Maybe JD, Carlito, and him take out Damian successfully. And maybe they go to help take out Gunther. They accidentally go to hit a move on Gunther and they hit Finn. Gunther disposes, or maybe Damian disposes of him. Quick pin on Finn, maybe, and that kind of costs him. It makes, like I said in the prediction video, it makes for the best story, I think, if Finn kind of had something. But you look at, like, the branches off of this, like, you could circle back and you could do Finn Damian, or if Dom gets involved, I think what they've been hinting at is Finn Dom for so long, and there's been some more seeds planted each and every week. I think this one's going to be a big one, and maybe Dom doesn't, I didn't mean to do that, but maybe, Dom maybe does have a little intent to kind of do it,
I think this weekend will be the official end of the Judgment Day. I think that Liv has been sarcastically sucking up to Finn the last couple weeks. She's been giving him comments. Well, what's your advice? What would you do, Almighty Finn? Stuff like that. I think Dom is going to come out there with Liv Morgan, and they are going to screw over Finn Balor as a point, and it's going to lead to a Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dom Mysterio kind of leader of leaders of the Judgment Day feud, triple threat match down the line, maybe at Raw at Netflix, maybe at the next Saturday Night Main Event. Maybe they stretch it all the way out to Rumble. But I do think that Dom intentionally screws Finn. I think that he still makes it clear that he doesn't like Damian either. And him and Liv officially kind of separate from the group. And we get kind of the full collapse Judgment Day, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be accidental for Saturday Night Main Event. I think for me, maybe the double down accidental or the one on purpose is probably going to be costing him those tag titles on Raw against the War Raiders. I think maybe that's where Dom kind of doubles down and says, you know what? You want to see like that SpongeBob meme? You want to see me do it again? And maybe that leads towards like a JD and Finn versus Dom and maybe Priest, like maybe Priest and Dom make up or something like that. It would seem weird that like, because we all agree, I think Finn and JD are losing those titles on Monday.
100%.
So JD just kind of, I guess, I mean, I say it seems weird, but he can just go off to the side. Finn's been the more interesting thing, but it does seem weird to just kind of abandon that. So maybe you get Dom kind of slowly being like, you know what, Damien, you're not that bad. Maybe that's what you get.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor has been that a face turn is going to come. One way you could do that is Finn just starts yelling at Dom during the match, get away, get out of here. You know, you always screw things up, or he does the whole watch. This is how, you know, he was doing that thing where
watch and learn, kid.
Watch and learn, kid. He was one-upping him, and Dom's just like, you know what, screw you, man. And Damien's kind of there as well. Maybe Dom 619's Finn, and Finn turns around into a South of Heaven type deal. And you get that kind of like nod back and forth between Damien and Dom where they just like aren't buddies at that point, but it's just like, okay, we squashed the beef here.
Yeah.
And we can move on with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. That's good stuff. I hope all that happens. I'd make that match damn good.
We say that, but nothing's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a bland triple threat match.
One more thing with this one. The only thing that there hasn't been any seeds at all. There were a little bit of seeds a couple weeks ago in terms of just the idea that people are starting to tell Ludwig that he needs to get out of Gunther's shadow. What if Ludwig gets involved? Does he get involved, or is this just too soon?
Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit too soon for me.
Yeah.
I get he wants to make his own name, but to me, maybe that's after this. Or maybe that's post-Mania. Maybe I think Ludwig's been on a tear of trying to make his own name, and he's really got back to what he was kind of pre-injury, at least for me, wise in terms of entertainment and wanting to see him. His match quality is still great. His character development's still really good. It's a little too soon for me because it's like, well, you're not to that main level. But if people want to say you could do it, you could have Gunther have like a quote unquote filler feud until Mania. But I think the Gunther and Ludwig feud, it could be so much better than just a filler feud, right?
Yeah.
It deserves more.
We've talked about this match for a long time. I don't need to stress it yet. But in terms of this, no, I think it's way too soon. I think that Ludwig has to prove to all of us fans that he's out of the shadow. So he does get a win. Maybe eventually he wins the IC title, something like that. Yeah. And then Gunther still doesn't acknowledge him. And then we can get the turning. But like right now, we just feel like, well, you didn't get out of his shadow, bro. Like you're just because you attack him doesn't mean you're out of the shadow. Yeah. So it'd feel rushed.
Yeah, I think he needs to win a mid-card title, whether it is IC or, with the transfer portal, maybe US. Some way, somehow, he's got to win a mid-card title to really make a name for himself, and then that can kind of come.
Totally agree. In our prediction video, again, you can go watch it or listen to it on your podcast or on YouTube. Ding, ding. We both were very adamant about Chelsea Green winning the U.S. title. You did have Tiffany fighting in the finals with her. I did not. But what if Tiffany Stratton does end up winning this U.S. title as to where she has the title and the Money in the Bank briefcase?
Yeah, I think that's an error. I think that's a mistake. She has the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I think she's destined for bigger and better things. I think she is proven she's kind of on that main level, especially on the SmackDown side of things. Like everybody loves Tiff. Her character works good. Her in-ring stuff, she always steals the show every time. I think it would be a really big mistake for them to give her both, because the thing for me, at least from the mid-card, was to give that to women that maybe aren't on that top tier yet and really kind of showcase their work. But then you're bringing somebody that is on that top tier down to it and really just taking away from everybody else that we don't really get to see.
Completely agree. The winner of the U.S. title, it should be an absolute showcase of that title, and the entire point should be establishing that title as something prestigious and something that all women should be trying to go after. If you give the belt to the Money in the Bank winner, then she literally already has something more valuable in her other hand than she does the U.S. title. Not saying that U.S. title doesn't mean a lot, but like that's literally a title, a walking main card title shot whenever you want it. It's just, we all want to focus on that part of her story. This would just be a robbery of something that other women could really utilize in a better position right now, i.e., Chelsea Green.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, you look at Chelsea Green, and no offense to her, she's amazing, but she's not on that level of like Bianca or Rhea or even Nia, so that's why it's perfect for her. This came into my head. What if What if Tiffany either loses the semifinal or loses the final?
What if she cashes in? Oh no!
She's like, you know what? I'm Austin Theory. I'm cashing.
If that happens, I will get up and audibly yell. I will yell. I would no.
That would be even worse than her just
She
outright winning it. I think that would be worse.
Oh, it'd be 100% worse. I think everybody would groan. I think you'd have grown men in the stands acting like someone just like their favorite kicker just missed in the Super Bowl. What the hell? Oh man. There's not much. I mean, Io and Rhea did that thing at the end of Raw where they both stood up while holding the belt. And that led everybody to think, well, maybe Io does have a chance here. Maybe Io does have a chance here. But what more that it established that we already knew is that, I mean, in the background, Rhea is always still coming for that belt. And that in shot did give us an idea that Io may be able to win it. Liv did get involved with the Rhea Raquel match. That didn't end up being a queen match. Rhea has all the reason in the world to be pissed at Liv and come after her. What if Rhea ends up screwing Liv out of the championship here and Io walks away with the championship?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a really interesting question because my first thought is you have two different sides of thought. Like Rhea would want to come after that title because that's the title she never lost. But then like she's been so fixated on Liv that it's like, well, would you go this way versus Io or would you stay against Liv? And
Yeah.
I don't know that answer. From what Rhea tells you, she'd go after the title, but everything she's also shown physically in the ring is she goes after Liv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either way, I want this match to kind of have. I don't want Rhea to get involved. Now, will Rhea get involved? Yes. Will Raquel probably run out as well? Yes. So will there be some sort of shenanigans? Yes. Now, the shenanigans will work, I think, if Liv wins. I think the shenanigans are okay. If there's shenanigans that lead, oh my God, Jesus Christ! If they lead to
spit it out.
If they lead to an Io win, to me that kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of taints the victory for Io. I think Io is amazing. I think everybody would agree, and I don't think that's how she should win the title. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it 100% makes sense.
I don't know if that answers the question, but
I mean, it does. You made an interesting point there about the where would Rhea go? Where would Rhea go? Because does she? It seems like the ultimate goal is the belt. She's coming back for the belt she never lost and stuff like that. But then like her actions over the past 5 months say no. She cares a little bit more about Liv Morgan. So if Rhea did get involved and did end up costing Liv, this could actually be a more interesting way to have the Rhea and Liv feud because you could have them feud just for blood. You could have them feud just, okay, who's the better woman? And then figure out who fights Io through that rivalry, i.e. it'd be Rhea. She'd end up winning the feud finally. And then while they're finishing off their feud, say that takes another month and they finish it at next month's Saturday Night Live, the January edition, and Liv versus Rhea and winner gets a title shot.
yeah, number one contender.
Yeah, number one contender shot. Then you do have 1 month where Io could fight somebody. You could even have Io say, you know what? The one woman that I want to fight more than anybody is Kairi Sane. Have a little damage control, championship feud for a month, like a respectful feud, like everybody's forgetting about you. I want to give you a shot feud, something like that. That would just be a very interesting thing for me. I would be like, hell yeah, give us Rhea and Liv without the belt. Give us Io 1 month of being the title holder. Give us a number one contender shot. I'd be down.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you said that she could still go through Liv to go after and circle back around. I think everybody's kind of in the same boat as like this Liv Rhea stuff I think was good when it first started. It's kind of been the same thing kind of over and over and it's kind of drug on a little bit too long. So whatever decision they do decide to make, I hope it injects some new life into the title picture, but also Liv and Rhea. The title picture itself has been pretty stagnant for a while and pretty uninteresting, I would say. So I would like whatever Saturday Night Main Event does to just inject some life into it.
Amen. Big one though. We do have Kevin Owens taking on Cody Rhodes. I had no what ifs about Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. That kind of just popped up.
Wow. What if Sami Zayn beats Drew McIntyre?
I would groan. I wouldn't be very happy. It'd be a hell of a bad time. Hell of a bad time. One guy who's been away ever since he got pile driven into the freaking mat is Randy freaking Orton. We've all been praying and begging for a Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes feud. A lot of stuff is happening here. We already have one of Cody's prior best friends, Kevin Owens. That's his whole thing, right? They used to be best friends. Now they absolutely hate each other. What if Randy Orton gets involved in this match? What if we get a Randy Orton return? What if things get a little dicey between friends and we do get that Randy Orton turn on Cody Rhodes here at Saturday Night Main Event?
Yeah. God, this is probably the most likely thing, or I guess maybe what people want to see the most. People want to see Randy come back, and maybe he comes out and he RKO's Kevin, and then maybe he RKO's Cody too. Who knows? Maybe it's just that Randy Orton comes back. I would be excited, but at the same time, for me, you look ahead and you've got the Raw on Netflix, which is going to be massive. You've got the Rumble, you've got the Chamber, and then Mania, right? So it seems like I'm really enjoying this Kevin and Cody feud. I'm really happy with the little bit that we've gotten. I want to see more of that. Injecting Randy into it some way, somehow. Everybody wants to see Randy and Cody, but I also want to give that proper time. And you also have Mania, which might be Rock or Roman, who knows? You know what I mean? You've got so many potential people there. I want to see Randy Orton come back. I miss Randy Orton, but at the same time, I don't know how you do it to give everybody the proper time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. Will Randy Orton show up? I don't really think so, but if he does, I think this could lead to something really, really entertaining in terms of these three best friends that were like a best friend betrayal triangle. I don't know. You get punts from Cody or from Randy. You get pile drivers from Kevin. Then you would have Cody being tested to the point of like, is he going to join the dark side and also join in on doing something dumb like this? You're right. We don't have much time. We are getting into kind of Rumble Mania season. It's coming. It's coming fast. We have Netflix approaching. So it feels like, well, this KO and Cody stuff is getting so good, and we want to expand that and give that more time than just probably one Saturday Night Main Event. But like, where do you insert Randy Orton? I don't think he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Do you insert him before that? How are you going to do it? He's getting a turn. When will he turn? Maybe next Saturday Night Main Event? I don't know. But I just feel like if you're going to give him a logical turn where it feels like a good moment to do it, him standing in a ring with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes right now and having to decide and kind of choose a side right now. I know he got pile driven, so you would feel like he'd choose Cody. It still feels like a moment that could be really cool and potentially a big Randy Orton turn.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of waiting for that, right? I mean, I think when Cody won the title at Mania, everybody's like, oh, thank God he did it. And then you thought about, okay, well, who's next? Or who do we want to see? Because every time, I don't know why I went like Goldberg, like who's next? When somebody, at least for me, when somebody wins the title, I'm like, okay, who can their potential, where do they go from here? Yep. Who's next? What do we see? At the top of everybody's list is Randy Orton.
Yep.
And it has been. But at the same time, like I said, we're running out of time. And then it's like, you got the Mania stuff with potentially, like I said, more than likely probably The Rock coming back, even though The Rock said he's not. I don't really believe that. So then you look like, okay, is the Orton and Cody stuff just not happening anytime soon?
Right.
And is it happening after Mania?
Right.
Are we looking at SummerSlam next year?
Yeah.
Because Triple H loves his long-term storytelling stuff. That's a feud you can do long-term stuff with. You've also got Cena coming back. Does Cena versus Cody? Does he pass the torch?
People want to see
versus
Cena Orton. Yep.
I mean, it's just like there's so much happening that I'm just like, I don't know where you plug that in at.
I would love to see it happen, man. I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I
RKOs to both guys, punts to both guys.
I raise all these questions, but at the same time, if on Saturday Randy Orton comes out and he starts RKOing and punting people, like I'm gonna be cheering. I'm gonna flip the table over.
Put him again. Put him right in that stupid tattoo around his neck. Do it. I like Cody. Please don't kill him. And then one last one. We feel like Cody Rhodes is never going to drop that belt. That's what it feels like. It feels like he's their guy for the foreseeable future. Mania, they're really, like you just said.
Mania.
Raw from Netflix to Netflix 2. I don't know. But, Kevin Owens did beat the hell out, or Chad Gable did injure the ankle. Kevin Owens did injure it some more. We'll probably get some more stomps on it this Friday. What if Kevin Owens ends up beating Cody Rhodes at Saturday night main event.
Yeah. So in the prediction video, I talked about, at least from the outsider perspective, of you want to have Cody have that title going into Netflix. Wrestling wise, though, I think this would be smart.
Yeah.
I think you can have Kevin take the title. He can have it for a couple of weeks. We all know the Raw on Netflix is there. When SmackDown had the season premiere, when they came back on USA, they did the solo Cody stuff, and that was the first match you got. So Raw on Netflix, you could sign it up. You could do Cody versus Kevin, just the rematch, and you could do it there. And then you could have the third and final match be at Rumble. It just makes sense. Quick, boom, boom, boom. I would like to see it happen because I think it gives Cody an added element. We kind of get the same Cody week after week after week of, what do you want to talk about? Well, if you want some, come get some. Here's my title, and I'm better than you. And we've kind of continued to get that. I think we could keep this feud going, give it some more life, inject some more with some more action, some more excitement if Kevin wins. Because if Cody wins, you're kind of just like, well, Cody did it again.
What if Kevin wins? I just think that it would inject, like you said, it would inject some life back into the fan base in terms of Cody Rhodes. Because even if you're a big Cody Rhodes guy, we love Cody Rhodes. Every time he comes out, we're back to wooing, no matter what we say about him. But we also get bored kind of just knowing that he's got the path, right? We feel like he's never going to lose, not for the foreseeable future, until something big and twist happens, right? If you randomly have him lose here at Saturday Night Main Event while he has a bum ankle and you give him reason to lose like that, an excuse, then it creates another mini story that Cody Rhodes has to complete. And we all know that we all love underdog Cody Rhodes. We love that type of stuff. And you'd have a big bad arch villain in Kevin Owens that is doing mean stuff and pulled off the friend betrayal and all this big stuff. So it would just it'd give a little bit of life. It'd give a little bit of life back to Cody before WrestleMania season. And I feel like that's needed.
Yeah, and I think it's also important, like the return of Saturday Night Main Event, like it used to be a big deal. Yep. You look at the history of wrestling, some big things have happened on Saturday Night Main Event. I feel like something big needs to happen here to where it's not just another glorified house show like we get from time to time. There are PLEs that you're like, well, man, I didn't really need to watch that one. Nothing cool really happened. Nothing big really happened. So I think it is important to have something big happen here. It kind of just writes itself. It's the one you look at all the other matches. You're like, okay, well, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. But it doesn't have that shock value that let me tune in, next time to see what happens. And I think that would be kind of the huge twist that you have that does that.
They've set themselves up well. They could really do it and pull it off and it be a 1 month thing and totally get away with it and totally inject some life. So hopefully they do. I'm on that train. I hope they do. But those are all of our what ifs for Saturday night's main event. A quick 5-card show. Should be interesting. A lot of what ifs can occur. So yeah. Should be fun. Let us know in the comments what you think. You can answer our what ifs, and let us know if you have any what ifs of the show. I'd love to answer them in the comments. So get to talking to each other. But follow us on all of our socials at COD WrestlePod, COD WrestlePod. Come watch our live streams of Raw, SmackDown, PLEs with us, twitch.com/COD WrestlePod. It should be up in the corner above my head, I believe. So give that a follow. We have a link tree with all of our socials in it. Come join our Discord to come talk to us, comment on all of our stuff on all of our platforms. We get in there every day. We try to talk to you guys throughout the comments, and it's a phenomenal time. Thank you all for the continued support. But till next time, I'm Will. That's Brandon. We are the Cousins of Destruction Wrestling Podcast, and we will see you next time.